What is going on, everyone? My name is Dylan from Small Decisions Trading, and I hope you guys all had a fantastic weekend and a fantastic holidays. The holiday weekend is finally over, and now we are getting back into work. And this is, for us as traders, this is what work is: technical analysis and preparing ourselves for the rest of the week. Coming into this week, of course, closing out from the holiday weekend, we don't really have much going on this week aside from unemployment claims, which is on Thursday, and Chicago PMI, which is also on Friday. Coming into Tuesday and Wednesday, we don't have much besides goods trade balance at 8:30 and an HPI on 9 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. And then we have pending home sales and Richmond Manufacturing Index on Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Not really much big events that's going to be affecting the market this week besides, I would probably say, the unemployment claims and the Chicago PMI. But without further ado, let's get into the levels that we're going to be watching out for this week, especially with not really much events that's going on this week. So we may have a very, very slow grinding week. And it really depends on what these data, especially on Thursday and Friday, drop as, especially as we close out the year. We want to see if we're going to be able to hold these levels I'm be mentioning in a minute, or if we're going to continue heading lower, as we have already broken the selling channel. The buying channel that we've been in since late September. All the way up to December 15th, which we just had a complete drop down once PCI hit, I believe. Quick little recap from last week. We ended up holding this 377 level pretty nicely. We did break the buying channel, as I did mention before, from late September all the way up to the point of December 15th. But we do want to see if we continue holding this 377 level. If we can continue holding this 377 level, we may get a dead cat bounce all the way back up to, at least, we could probably even say 392 or even further up to 402. Those would be the two levels mainly I'll be looking for puts, especially that we have small little open gaps from overnight sessions. So I do want to see if we do get above this 393 for calls. I do also want to see if we hold this 381, 377 level. If we can hold these two levels, this would be a good place to catch some calls, and even being able to ride them up to the next resistance points, which is 387 or even possibly 392. So those would be the two levels that I would love to look out for coming into this week. Those would be the two levels that I would love to look out for coming into this week. Especially, I'm already expecting a very slow grinding week. And the one thing is that we don't want any biases coming into this week, because any small data that comes out that impacts the market can absolutely catapult us into either direction. So we do want to stay as patient as possible when we are looking out for these levels and looking out for the data. For the calls, what I do want to see is us hold this 377, this 381 level. If we can hold both of these levels, it's going to give me a good significant feeling that we're going to continue heading back up higher to this 387 level, which we actually were resisting before at this level here, and we at this level up here. So we do want to see if we're going to hold these levels, if we're going to bust through these resistance levels, and if we're going to hold these support levels. Another good place to even get calls, if you guys are going to miss calls here at the bottom, if we get to that point, this 387 above and hold, break and retest this 387 would look absolutely great to continue up to the upside. Let's see, 387 to this 392 area, about a 5-point move. So I'm not gonna lie, that's actually a really good risk to reward if you guys are able to catch this play, if it does play out. For the put side, what I do want to see is if we reject this 387 area. If we continue to reject this 387 area, this is going to give me significant feeling that we're going to continue heading lower, possibly maybe even down to 371, which we had support here from November 3rd. Or if we flush right through 371, of course, we're going to have the next support at 365. And next support down is at our yearly lows, which is at 356. So it's really important to see where this data is going to take us for the week and to see how the market is going to be affected by this. Right now, of course, the market is not doing very well. It looks like, from my point of perspective, I may be wrong. Please don't take anything I say out of context. It's just pure solely of my own opinion on what I'm seeing. So please trade to your own advisory. Please trade to your own plans and to your own ideas of what you see the market as everybody has a different view of the market. I do want to see if we do hold these levels. Even if we get above this 387 level from the calls, I might even still look for 392 for puts, because we do have a slight little small gap here between 395 and 396 that we may have to eventually close, but time will tell when we'll be able to close that gap. So even if we get up to 387 and you catch a call here and you get up to 392, you still get a 5-point, at least close to a 5.5 move, and that risk to reward is absolutely great. Even if we get above 392 and you want to ride it up to 397, that's another 5-point move. Fantastic play that if you're able to catch that play. But what we coming into this week, we want to have coming to this week, we want to stick to our rules. We want to stick to our game plans. And the main thing, especially coming into a week that isn't as volatile as every other week that we have traded, we want to see if we want to keep the patience that we always have. Because yes, the market may not move as volatile as it used to because there's not really much news this week. But we do want to see if we are going to continue moving in either direction depending on the data that we get. Of course, maybe the unemployment claims may come in higher. And if it does come in higher, of course, the market is going to continue to rally up towards the upside. So we do want to see if unemployment claims does come down, does go up higher. That shows that the workforce is actually softening. If it's softening, it gives the Fed a less chance of hiring interest rates later down the line. So really soft week this week. We do want to see if we do hold these levels. Again, we do want to see if we hold 377, which has been the support for the past since Monday to Thursday. Monday session and Thursday session is the two sessions that we held above this level. So we do want to see if we hold this 377 level. One thing I want to see, if we come into this if we get below 376, I want to know if we can come down, break through it, retest it, reject it, and then continue moving lower towards this 371. And vice versa, of course, for the call side. What I do want to see for the call side is if we can get above this 387. That would be my main level, or even if we hold this 381. If we continue to hold this 381, then I would love to catch some calls even up to this resistance point 387 here. I probably wouldn't hold. I would probably just trade line to line as it goes to my trading plans. What I would do is buy the call down here, and then I would just ride it up to 387 and then just sell it. I wouldn't even want to consider holding it anymore. In this type of movement at this point, we are already back into a selling channel. So we do want to see if we're going to continue to hold this selling channel, or if we're going to be able to bounce out of it and then continue up higher to close some of these gaps, or even get ready to continue heading lower into the future, as 2023 people are already predicting the recession to hit at that time. But of course, it's all predictions. Me personally, I don't like to follow the predictions. I just like to follow what the market is telling me. And what the market is telling me right now is that it looks like it's ready to continue heading lower, even past this 356 level. We're probably talking maybe we could probably even go down to 330 possibly later down into the 2023 year. So we do want to see if we hold these levels, of course. Not like I mentioned before, it is not a big volatile week this week, so please trade to your plans, stick to your setups, A+ setups, stick to your having patience and discipline when it comes to trading this market, guys. I learned this the hard way, trading this market, not being patient, not being disciplined, and yes, it will humble you very harshly. So I do recommend, guys, please trade safely, have A+ setups. This is the levels that I will be looking out for coming into this week. Of course, this can change throughout the days, throughout the minutes, seconds of every trading session. Of course, I will update you guys every single day on the next setups that I'm looking for, the next levels, and quick recaps of what happened on the last session. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you guys did, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button. And if you also think this is informative, you think this will help any of your other trading friends, please hit that share button as well, guys. Again, hoping to see you guys later this week, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of the week, guys. Enjoy.